Universal Orlando podcast is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, discover the universe, one theme park at a time.
Greetings, Universal fans. It's time for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, bringing you all the news from the Universal Orlando Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood, Singapore, and Japan.
Hello and welcome to episode 105 of the official Universal Orlando podcast, brought to you in association with MiceChat.com and sponsored by Fairy Godmother Travel and the Producers Club. I'm your host today, I am Tracy, and with me as usual we have Hunter.
What's up, everybody?
Darren.
What's up, Internet?
And Lee.
Hello, everyone.
How are we all doing?
Good.
I'm doing all right.
Great.
Now, I did just want to say, if anybody's wondering about my lack of audio quality, I am currently in a car recording this because we're actually out at Universal the past 2 days, so forgive my tinniness and overall dissatisfactory listening experience from me this week.
I don't think anyone's going to complain that you were out on research trips.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Research trips. Yep. It was our first time out at Diagon Alley, though, so that was cool.
No.
Awesome. Are we keeping that for later?
Yes, we need a round. We need a square table. Another square table.
Yes, our square table. Now, before we get started, we just want to let you know that this week's Dead Man's Digest will be available as a separate download, not tagged at the end.
Won't be a big one.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And for all you Halloween Horror Nights fans, this will be available in the normal feed tomorrow.
Which is Friday.
It's Friday, yes. As usual.
Yeah, but if people download this on Friday, then they'll think it won't be out until Saturday.
Well, why are they downloading it late then?
If they download it then they'll see it there already.
This is
Exactly. And also, before I forget, we really want to encourage everyone to go and have a look at listener Colby Rattigan's new model. His latest creation is a model of the Gringotts attraction at USF, and it's really cool. So, what?
I've tried not to look at it because I don't want to spoil the ride.
Oh, wasn't I supposed to look at it? 'Cause I did. Anyway, if you want to go and have a look at it, you should. You need to go to colbyconnection.com. That's KOLBYKONNECTION.com, and it's right on the front page. So, we're going to start the show with another listener butterbeer preference, and this one comes from the Brown family.
This is the Brown family from Vancouver, Canada, and our vote for butterbeer is, for me, I am Team Regular.
This is Hayden, and I'm Team Regular.
This is Tracy, and I'm Team Regular.
This is Lily, and I'm Team Frozen.
That's it from Islands of Adventure in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, just outside the Hogshead Tavern.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Brown, Hayden, Tracy, and Billy.
Yeah, Mr. Brown never gave his name.
Yes. If you'd like to be properly name-checked, send us your first name as well, Mr. Brown.
And if you'd like to be heard on the show, all you have to do is record us a message letting us know who you are, where you're from, and which is your favorite butterbeer, and send them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
My script just crashed. Yeah, I think it's... you can also find us on SpeakPipe, and here's Lee with the rest of the details.
Yeah, it's at speakpipe.com/UUO podcast, and you can record it there.
While Hunter's sorting out his script even. That's he's looking for a script. There's no such thing. Let's get on with the news before it goes downhill even further.
Yeah, but Hunter's got the first news item.
Hey, one of you guys want to cover that for me? It doesn't look like it's going to come back up.
Go on, Trace.
Right.
I'm just going to chime in.
Brilliant. Right, I shall take over this part with help from Hunter. On Thursday, August the 7th, Universal Orlando celebrated its 1 millionth rider on the Hogwarts Express. The new attraction in Universal Studios Florida had only officially opened a little over a month ago. I think that's awesome. 1 million in a month. Wow. They celebrated this milestone with nearly 200 park guests, and their press release stated, "Cheers from guests filled the air at Hogsmeade Station today as Universal Orlando Resort celebrated its 1 millionth rider on the Hogwarts Express, the iconic train that transported Harry Potter and his friends between Hogsmeade Station and King's Cross Station in J.K. Rowling's beloved series. To celebrate this magical milestone, nearly 200 guests were given complimentary butterbeer ice cream." Ooh.
That's not fair.
That's not a lot of. I mean, I know it's a lot of revenue, but 200's not a lot.
No.
And Hogwarts Express tickets as well.
All
Ones that
right.
They sell that actually one of our listeners got as a prize.
It's funny, actually, Tracy and I were talking about this before we came on, and there's been a lot of criticism so far. Like, that people have sort of said that they didn't think the Hogwarts Express was as big a hit as they expected it to be, because it's only got, I mean, Darren, you'll probably know because you've been more, but the average wait for it's, what, 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. We've never seen it. I've never seen it over 45 minutes, and that was at, like, really peak times, so...
But then they've still done 1 million riders in a month. It's obviously just really efficient.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it's definitely a credit to their efficiency and how they work that out.
And Darren and I talked about a lot about this yesterday. That queue is massive, but they're probably only using, a quarter of it right now.
Yeah.
And the Hogsmeade station even less so, because you're not having to stop for the, 9 3/4 photo spot. So.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
It's that weird thing, isn't it, with the queues? They either build too much or not enough.
Yeah, but I think it works here. Well, a little bit more on the King's Cross side than the Hogsmeade side. The Hogsmeade is just a lot of outside queue.
Yeah.
But the other way around, the King's Cross needed to be that big anyways, because it needs to be a spectacle, and they did a great job with it.
Yeah. I suppose it needs to feel like you are actually in King's Cross Station.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, even then, like the final boarding platform section of King's Cross. Speaking of the ride's efficiency, once that area is full, pretty much the entire train takes whoever is out on that platform at that point.
Okay.
So you fit quite a few people. What was it, like almost 200 total account? I think it was like 160 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's about 148, I think. Is it 8 carriages? It's 8 per, I don't know. 2, whatever.
And every few minutes, another, the other train is coming here, unloading and picking up more passengers, and they're really quick with that as well. And as far as the quality of the ride itself, yeah, it's not the greatest thing to ever happen, but it's enhanced transportation. That's what people need to think about.
Yeah.
It's just a way to go to the other park and, have a little bit of entertainment on the way.
Exactly, and something that nobody else has ever done.
I don't know, because I read on several theme park websites before it opened. Okay, the Hogwarts Express is going to be the big, wow attraction. And I don't think it turned out to be that way, unfortunately.
I would have said Gringotts would have been the one everyone was expecting to be the big attraction.
Well, keep in mind, I think they expected Hogwarts Express to be a bigger success due to, it is a family attraction. Not to say Gringotts isn't, but everybody can do Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
As long as you have a park-to-park ticket.
Yeah.
True. I've got to say, sitting mulling this over, Gringotts and Hogwarts Express, I'm actually more excited about the Hogwarts Express than Gringotts. Honestly.
Darren might agree with you.
So I think it just depends on what floats your boat.
I've never really thought about it, actually.
It's different. Gringotts is a ride.
Yeah.
We've done plenty. This is something different, and I'm really excited about it.
It's completely, because never ever before have you been able to get on a transportation system in one park, and then when you get off the other end, you're in an entirely different theme park.
Unless you're on a monorail.
No, because you don't go into the parks with it. It is the first park-to-park transportation.
Yeah, and if you haven't been yet, I highly recommend doing what Hunter and Kim did yesterday. And that was go over to Islands of Adventure, ride the express over, and, experience it right off the train.
I've heard that, because
that's really
what a good idea.
One of the tips, one of the things that people have been banding around is saying, if you're staying in one of the on-site hotels and you get early entry, Islands of Adventure's actually been opening an hour earlier than the studios. Therefore, you can go in, sort of potter around, pardon the pun, in Hogsmeade for a bit, get the train over to Diagon Alley for the studios opening, and you'll be in the London bit before.
But, yeah, there's a big caveat to that.
Go on then.
Right after this, I think it's actually this weekend or next weekend, Islands of Adventure will not be offering early admission.
At all?
At all.
Okay.
It's only going to be for Universal, and they were able to skirt that on the attraction. I mean, on the benefits, because it's always said at least one park.
Okay.
On there. So. Yep.
And just chiming in real quick, I'm not sure how we pulled it off or even if we were supposed to, but Islands opened at 8 o'clock yesterday. Right away, we went over to Hogwarts Express because we figured we were going to queue up. Okay, they're going to allow us to cross over at 9 o'clock or whatever. And we actually got over to Hogwarts Express at about 8:30, and we were over in the actual Diagon Alley section of the park by 8:45.
But could you get into Diagon Alley, or were they just allowed in the...
Yes, we were actually in the land itself, which
Okay.
I'm pretty sure was early park access at that point, so I'm not sure how, but they just scanned our annual pass and let us board Hogwarts Express.
Interesting.
Yep. So we were actually in there before the main gates for Universal Studios opened up.
Awesome.
Without having to spend $250 in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Well, carrying on from that pot of news and following on, Darren and I were having quite a conversation about this week because he believed that I was over-egging the pudding a little bit, thinking it was something completely different to believing another blog out there that's never right, but we won't mention them. Universal on Twitter put out a picture of a lightning bolt with a wooden, it looked like a wooden background type thing with the tagline, lightning, who says lightning never strikes twice? And there was loads of speculation. A lot of people thought it was Kong, and I kind of got sucked into it as well. And I was like, no, it's Potter.
I'm going to say Potter was my first
about
thought.
6 hours later, they posted another one, which was a broom on a wooden background.
Yeah.
And they said that they would be making an announcement the following day, and that announcement was that for the second year running, a celebration of Harry Potter will return to Universal Studios at both Islands of Adventure and the Studios Park from January the 30th and February the 1st. So, and Darren, you went there last year, didn't you, for one of the days?
Yep. Yeah, I did. Oh, it's a cool experience. Like I said at the time, if you already have tickets to the park and that kind of thing, then I recommend checking out the stuff that's available to you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't pay admission to that, and just to see that alone.
Yeah.
So.
But
you never know. They could have expanded it this year as well.
Well, it's 3 days from January the 30th, and most of it's open to general park admission, but there are package holder things only. But the things you'll get to experience as just a general guest. There's Q&A sessions with people from the films and other special guests that said they'll announce them later. You get to experience and participate in interactive and unique exhibits of the Celebration of Harry Potter Expo. And you'll also be able to enjoy special discussions regarding various aspects of the Harry Potter franchise and much, much more. But those packages will go on sale on the 21st of August, or they went on sale. When's the 21st of August? Today. There you go.
So do we really think this is going to kind of become their annual Star Wars Weekends type event?
I think they're daft if they don't.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think they need to expand it a lot more into something like they have over at Hollywood Studios, but it definitely has potential to do that for sure.
Well, I think like for an interview we've got coming up later on the show with Gregory, I think there would be as well to reach out to some of the fan events like LeakyCon and Ascendio and do like a joint thing. I think getting those people in, I think it would be a massive draw.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So there you go. If you want the exclusive benefits, such as, well, one of the exclusive benefits that they've said is you'll get an evening event inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley that will be only for package holders.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So there you go. That's it. Harry Potter Celebration is coming back next year.
All right, I got the next one here. A new store has opened up at Universal Studios Florida, and it is the Film Vault, and might be the coolest store in all of Universal. Universal invited guests to step into the vault and browse memorabilia from some of the greatest films of all time. This new location can be found on the corner of Delancey Street, across from the Transformers entrance. And Hunter and I actually had the opportunity to visit it last weekend. So let's talk about it a little bit here. They have a lot of cool merchandise that hasn't been represented in the park in a long time, like Ghostbusters, King Kong, and then stuff that it isn't really related to the park. Oh yeah, also Bates Motel. Yeah,
I think I saw
some Jurassic Park merchandise.
Oh, cool.
Basically, all the stuff they couldn't sell anywhere else, they shoved or leftover merch.
I think they're realising now that a lot of people that go to the studios kind of have that nostalgia for the parks that Disney fans have, and they realise that this is the type of stuff people want.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And like I said, I think it is probably one of my, well, it's definitely my favorite store at the park now. The stuff in there is just too cool. They've got, like hoodies that are got the proton pack on the back.
Oh, that backpack. Well, we've got Darren took some pictures. I'm going to post them on the Facebook page and over on our Mice Chat article when it comes out. But Darren used the one, like the backpack with the little shoe bag with it. So it was like the proton pack with the actual like gun bit on the end was cool.
That. I need it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then they got, t-shirts that are set up the same way with the proton pack on the back, just printed on, which were pretty neat. They have, like Hunter said, quite a bit of Back to the Future merchandise. A lot of the Funko Pops.
Oh, right. They're massive, aren't they? Them, and there's tons of them at the parks. Like over in the T2 shop, they have loads in, don't they?
Yeah, and a new like retro styled Back to the Future shirt that's really cool.
Brilliant.
I'll definitely be picking that up at some point. And then, also, like I said, Bates Motel stuff. They got a T-shirt and a mug and some shot glasses, I think. But that's kind of cool to see that in there, since that was one of the original, attractions was the set from Psycho 2. So that it's neat to see that kind of stuff back in the park again, and it definitely suits people like me that have been going for so long.
Well, Darren, for the benefit of one of our listeners specifically, how much is Thomas going to spend in that shop?
Quite a bit. I know, and he's actually probably going to spend it out of his new Jaws wallet, which they have available for sale there. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, yep, Thomas is going to have that wallet.
I want to know, is it acceptable for a lady to have a wallet?
Yeah.
I want a Jaws wallet.
Tracy, you've got more cards in your purse than I have in my wallet, so yes.
Kim's got a wallet, so I'm sure she'll vouch for you.
That's cool. There we go. So, is
She's sitting here nodding her head.
Good. Is there plenty of Jaws merchandise in there, or is it just the wallet?
No, there's a good amount. They have that, some shirts, but it's a lot of the stuff that they already have available in the park.
That's what I was
that I couldn't find last time.
Yeah. Yeah, the Exit store is actually a good place to find that as well if you don't hit this one.
Okay.
Right, awesome. I shall get Lee doing the overtime then.
Already looking at Darren's pictures, think I'm going to spend a fortune in that shop. I need one of those Ghostbusters jackets.
It's a once in a lifetime holiday, remember?
Rare for the fifth time.
Is that it?
Yep.
We're done? Right then, it's now time to head over to our secret operative inside Universal Studios Hollywood to find out what's going on over on the West Coast in On Location, the Resort Report, Hollywood Edition.
Hello, Lee, Tracy, Hunter, and Darren. This is Dr. Ian Malcolm reporting live from Universal Studios Hollywood, giving you a little report on what is new and what is happening on this coast. Now, lots of things happening, actually. As you know, tons of construction throughout the park. But the park is bustling for the summer season, and it seems that the crew here at Universal Hollywood understands this. There's live entertainment everywhere to kind of help alleviate those crowds. There is a live piano player in the back of a truck on London Street. There are mimes on stilts on the French Street. There is a huge stage happening in the middle of the courtyard where the large fountain is, that newer area here in the park. So there's an a cappella group up there. So lots of entertainment going on for the summer season. They've actually converted an old gift shop, the Palace Theater gift shop. It used to just kind of be random souvenirs. Didn't have a lot of personality, but they have converted it into a small quick service restaurant location. So you can grab sandwiches and salads and wraps there. Again, now that we've lost some of the food locations for the construction around Springfield and for Harry Potter, they went ahead and they added that to have an additional food location for the guests here for the summer. Other things that are going on, we've gotten our first glimpse, our first beginnings of construction for Halloween Horror Nights. There's a courtyard that happens, or that actually, it's right in between Mel's Diner and the London Street, And it's been often used in the past for other things. Last year it was used for the El Kukui maze for Halloween Horror Nights, and they have already blocked it off for construction for this year. Now, you can kind of see through the little slats that they put to kind of cover it up, and there's not tons of construction happening in there yet. It looks like they have just started, but it is the beginning. The Halloween season is upon us. What else is going on? The Box Trolls are all over this park, actually. It's a movie that's coming out in the fall from the same animation house who brought us Coraline and Paranorman. They are being promoted throughout the park here. You can meet the Box Trolls, get a photo with them in a meet and greet location, again, in that central kind of courtyard area where the fountain is. At the same time, in the Universal Studios Museum, down on the lower lot, they do a very good job of swapping stuff out there anyway to constantly give you new things to take photos of, props, costumes, photos, things like that. Well, they've replaced the old Paranorman props with the Box Trolls. So they've got some of the great puppets and props and sets from the Box Trolls down on the lower lot. Looks fantastic. They're beautiful. So very, very cool. It's good to see them getting behind this animated film that is going to be coming out in the fall. Also, in that Universal Museum on the lower lot, they've switched out a lot of things, and they've actually dedicated one whole wall to celebrating the park itself and the Universal Tour. So they've got old tour guide outfits. They've got some old props from some of the old attractions that no longer exist, which is great. So they've got a flux capacitor from Back to the Future, the ride. They've got a small baby E.T. animatronic from the old E.T. attraction. They've got a Blues Brothers hat and glasses, although that show is still going. But it's nice to see them paying tribute to their past. Also, it stings a little because it also reminds us of all the attractions that we can no longer experience at the park. But still, it is nice to see that. They've also swapped out a lot of the other props. There is one of the Cylons, the original Cylons from Battlestar Galactica in there as well. Then, of course, moving to the construction itself, which is kind of course, the biggest story going on here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Hogsmeade is coming along really well. You can see the rooftops. You can see it start to make out the shape of the twisted chimneys and the rooftops of Hogsmeade Village. The show building for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is huge. It is massive, and the walls around it are finally starting to go up. You can still kind of see through the building, but now they have started to add the walls, so you won't be able to see it through it very long. The best view of that is, of course, if you go and right before you get in line for the backlot tour, you're able to get a good building, or you're able to get a good view of that show building. And then Springfield is coming along as well. One of the most surprising things is how close Springfield is to Hogsmeade. It is right back to back. Like, you could probably touch a building in Hogsmeade and a building in Springfield. They might even share buildings, for all I could tell, but they are so close to each other. But it will kind of help with those sight lines, and it'll help you feel really immersed when you're in Hogsmeade, because Springfield is on the other side, blocking some of that view. But that construction is going and coming along really, really well. The fact that you can really start to make out the shapes and the personality of the buildings of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter here at Universal Hollywood means that it is not far off. So that does it for your Universal Studios Hollywood update. I think I've hit everything that I wanted to. I'm also going to send you the photos so you can post them or look at them or whatever, so you know what the heck I am talking about. So that does it. Thank you guys so much from the West Coast. We miss you. I hope you can visit soon. In the meantime, I have been Dr. Ian Malcolm, and remember, Universal finds a way.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Malcolm.
It actually mentioned it was something I looked at putting in the news here, and I didn't bother because I thought it was only something small. But it's funny how he said there was the Box Trolls photo op over there. There's one in.
Yeah.
Darren, did you see it at the weekend?
Yeah, I didn't see the actual characters out, but I saw where they have it set up. It's where they used to have the Hop photo op.
All right.
There.
Hop and Paranorman and all that stuff.
Is that over? Because they had a mini Despicable Me one set up when we were there. It was over by the horror makeup
Hollywood
show.
Makeup show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Near where the doors are, where the parade floats go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
Cool.
Let's say Box Trolls looks as if it's going to be very cute.
Yeah, it does. It looks very. It's very along the same lines as Paranorman, isn't it?
I love that.
That's cool. But Hollywood's got tons going on.
Mm-hmm. Right. Obviously, somebody is very eager to dive into the rumour mill.
Not me. I haven't got any.
Okay, well, I got one. Fear Factor. Well, first is confirmed. Fear Factor closed yesterday.
Oh, did it? I did not know that.
But it's the regular closing this for Bill and Ted.
All right.
Unfortunately, but there is a strong rumor going around that it actually is going to remain closed after this. So that might have been the last show, the last one that they did.
That's been that room's of it closing's been going on for ever.
Going back over onto the celebration of Harry Potter, I think it was one of the guys last year who kind of said they would love to do the Ministry of Magic. Set rumours going. I think everyone's expected that's where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
So that just means you can get your Fear Factor merch at the Film Vault starting next year.
Very true.
Has anyone ever done it? No, we haven't. But have you two?
It's Fear Factor every day.
Or even seen it?
I've seen it. I did not participate.
I've watched it twice, I think, the entire time.
Never.
Once in 2005 and another time in 2012.
Never been anywhere near it.
I don't think it's ever been on when we've been there.
If they did it as extreme as the TV show is, I think it would be good. But obviously they've got to.
Yeah, but people could then be.
I would do it.
A few people might be sick around. I could do it if it wasn't some of the height challenges.
No, it's the eating challenges that would kill me, I think.
Yeah, definitely. No thanks. And they do that at the park. There's a like a bug blend, like a blended bug
cocktail
milkshake, yeah, kind of thing.
That I could do.
No, I
could do.
Nah.
Also, I don't know if we talked about this, but rumors are getting a lot stronger regarding Twister.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't actually, but I was going to bring it up. Yes, I've heard very strong rumblings lately.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently.
Strong winds.
What's that, Hunter?
I said, would you guys say that the storm is building?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently people that have been working on the ride, they've been told that they are going to be relocated at the end of the year.
Okay.
Has anybody heard what potentially is going to replace it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I have as well, and I don't see it myself, but go on.
I mean, it's possible. They do have a lot of room, including the queue area, that they can move around and resituate there. I think they've got enough space to do it, and especially if it's a straight up simulation ride.
Of what, Darren?
What? Fast and the Furious.
There we go.
Hey, what if he just dropped the ball and retheme it to like Into the Storm or something?
That's what I was thinking. Just make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Make the tornado a little larger in the middle.
Retheme it. Yeah. Get rid of Helen Hunt.
So you think they'll do something along the lines of what they're doing out in Hollywood on the tram tour? Then it be kind of like that 3D tunnel type thing.
Yeah, I think that's how they do it. But I think they would have multiple stations set up. I just don't know how. I mean, because it looks like a pretty large soundstage at Hollywood that it's going into. So I think they're using a lot of practical effects as well.
It'd be interesting to sort of see an aerial view of that Twister soundstage to see how big it actually is.
Keep in mind they've got to keep it to a certain layout because Rip Ride Rocket goes through there as well.
Yeah, like at the back end of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that, and of course that came along again with the resurgence of San Francisco going away. And Star Trek or something to that effect going into there.
Yeah, Kid Zone's another one that's there's a lot of rumors like Kid Zone, San Francisco, Twister.
It does concern me that they're removing too much of their iconic stuff too fast.
They have to. Iconic stuff? What, Twister?
San Francisco.
It's not iconic. Not really.
Well,
Twister is.
You sit and watch. Just the rumblings will be starting already. People don't like change, but people don't like a lot of change because it could be that some families don't get to go out there as often as we do.
I don't think anyone's going to be that bothered.
No, but somebody might go and it's a completely different park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about. Well, unlike Disney, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But seriously, in comparison, I don't think San Francisco has I'd be kind of bummed if he completely gutted the New York section, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But San Francisco's got nothing over there except bathrooms, Disaster, which no one rides anyways, which had a 10-minute wait all day. They had Lombards, which, spoiler alert, we liked. And that's really about it over there, you know? I don't think it's like... It's not like New York where there's like multiple sections and little alleyways that you can go down with different storefronts and stuff.
I suppose when you think about it, San Fran really was a walkway to or from Jaws.
It was
and
that
Amity,
jumping
wasn't it?
theming from New York into Amity, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is
It was
Beetlejuice?
really just... I mean, it was really just placed there for Earthquake at the time. So
Is Beetlejuice part of San Fran, or is that?
it's in this weird middle area between the two.
It's on another plane.
Haha, it's in the sand dunes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've heard anything. You know, the Fifth Hotel rumblings being
That's
quite
been going
strong.
for a while.
The water park's really gaining
That's really geared up, hasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Volcano Bay, right?
I don't know, because everyone's still... Volcano Bay is either going to be the name of it or it's going to be an area of it, or... Because they patented the Wonder Sea Island years and years ago, so no one's quite sure what it is. But apparently, like they've said, that, or at least what I've heard, is it's going to be like no other water park that you've ever been to, because it's going to be more like themed rides rather than just slides.
It could have no water.
That's not a water park, is it?
Just
I thought you were
boiling
ill.
lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never have any, do you? Unless you get
Well, no, the few that I did actually have all been mentioned. I mean, obviously, there's people can't seem to decide where, even though we've virtually been told, people can't seem to decide where Kong's going.
I was reading
Which
a
park
Facebook
or what,
group
you know.
forum the other day that said that was where King Kong was going in, where Twister is, and I was
yeah.
like, what? No, it's going over in Islands.
Yeah.
But
That's really about it. I mean, all the Halloween Horror Nights' houses have been officially announced by now, haven't they?
No, we still got, or at
What?
least when we're recording this, we're still waiting for one.
yes, that means it tomorrow.
Probably.
As usual.
That'll be the day this comes out, so I have to quick grab my mic and go, by the way, there was another one announced.
Right then, we shall take a quick break for wee-wees and things, and then we will be back. Diagon Alley is open at Universal Studios Florida, and we know all you witches and wizards can't wait to visit. So let our friends at Fairy Godmother Travel deal with the muggles in resort reservations. They are Universal Parks and Resort specialists, as well as an authorised Disney vacation planner, and their service is free to you. From the new Cabana Bay Hotel to those other hotels run by a mouse, Fairy Godmother Travel can book all your Orlando area vacation needs. And make sure to let them know you heard about them because of UUOP, because every UUOP referral helps us continue to bring you the best Universal coverage. Contact them today by phone on 832-284-4002 or toll free 888-939-642539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com. Let Fairy Godmother Travel make your next vacation magical.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I hope you all had wee-wees and washed your hands afterwards. Did you all have wee-wees and wash your hands afterwards?
No.
You didn't?
No, I mean, I didn't go to the toilet, not
Okay.
that I didn't wash my hands afterwards.
Okay. Right, serious business. Gregory had the chance to sit down with Eric Scull recently. Now, you may know him from MuggleNet or from podcasts such as MuggleCast and Aloha Mora. Now, this was an epic discussion, and we'll be bringing you more of it later, but Eric headed to Orlando primarily for LeakyCon, so this first part of their chat is about the Harry Potter event, so it's over to Gregory.
Hey everybody, welcome to On Location today from my apartment. We are not in the parks today, but I am joined by Eric, if you'd introduce yourself.
I'm Eric Scull. I podcast a couple of things for Harry Potter, the podcast Aloha Mora, as well as MuggleCast, which has a new episode out, actually, even though we're infrequent. And I also podcast for Game of Thrones. The podcast is called Game of Owns. And I'm very, very, very excited to be here today. Greg, thank you for having me at your apartment.
Well, so this is the second time we're recording this, unfortunately, due to tech newness / technical difficulties. All right, so you were in town for a certain event. What event was that?
That event was LeakyCon 2014.
All right, so LeakyCon covers a lot of stuff, we'll get to the announcement in just a second, but what all were we talking about for this LeakyCon?
So this LeakyCon had a number of things. It actually began in a really cool way. It started with for a sort of a private nighttime event in the Universal theme park. And this is the reason that we really enjoy going and seeing a lot of these Harry Potter conferences that are set in Orlando, for the opportunity to go into the park. And in this case, as was with years previous, you can go in sort of after hours for a couple hours. And so that was, really cool way to start, the whole thing. And then really the next couple of days, this ran from last Wednesday, the 30th, to pretty much Sunday, the 3rd. And there was just a host of panels and discussion and sort of events, special guests from multiple fandoms. So it was Harry Potter, but it was also Doctor Who. It was also really just a number of other events. I'm trying to think, like My Little Pony was there. The pony himself was actually there. The Little Pony, we should say. No, but it's really actually it's grown to encompass a number of fandoms. So I mostly spent some time, of course, on the Harry Potter / Game of Thrones side of things, but ultimately about, I think, 5,000 people were in attendance throughout the whole week at the Orange County Convention Center and nearby Rosen Hotels.
All right, so I took a look at the schedule for Leaky, and there was just a ton of stuff, and I didn't know how, if I was going to go, that I would even navigate all that. How does one navigate the madness that is LeakyCon?
It's tough, it really is. There's so much good stuff, including, like I mentioned before, panel discussion, but there's also, like, hypothetical stuff. There's meetups for all your various different types of people, as well as something I neglected to mention a moment ago called the Lit Track, where they have young adult authors, published young adult authors, basically giving tips and advice on how to write and, how to first conceive and then write and then publish your own works of literature. So, pretty much between everything, it's really just a fight against the clock. You have to decide what it is that you want to go to most, because more often than not, even with 4 or 5 days of paneling, there's going to be overlap in terms of what it is exactly that you want to see. So I think really the best way to survive or to really navigate is to know thyself best and kind of figure, hey, if I am going to this literature panel now, I can also go to this particular character discussion, say, of Severus Snape a little later on, and kind of which panel is being run by your friends, for instance, and will they be upset if you do not attend?
Yes, that's definitely a deciding factor, I'd imagine.
But that's just the thing, too, is by this point, in, I guess, the con circuit, it's almost old hat. There have been 4 or 5 previous LeakyCons, and HPEF was the company that ran. It's a not-for-profit organization that ran sort of the first 6 or 7 Harry Potter cons in the U.S. For years, from 2003 till actually 2012. So they ran for 9 years. But by now, it's we've grown familiar with each other, and we do have these lasting friendships that LeakyCon and other cons before it and other cons aside of it really are the only chances for us to interact with each other, with our friends who, we met, of course, on the interwebs, and we don't see each other otherwise, because we're not all from the same place.
So kind of a benefit of recording this now as opposed to when we first attempted, there was an announcement to end LeakyCon, and that's for next year. Can you go into a little bit of detail about that?
Yes. So very interestingly, the con people have decided that next year's LeakyCon, and in fact all LeakyCons from this point out, will be Harry Potter specific only. But for their multiple fandom attempts at conventions, they will actually be hosting, and in Florida for the for the conceivable future, a con called GeekyCon.
Yeah.
So that is happening. But really just an interesting thing, because from day one, the LeakyCon sort of was started by the website, the Leaky Cauldron. And this was one of the rival Harry Potter sites out there. I mean, it was one of the leading Harry Potter sites out there, rival only to a handful, one of which was MuggleNet, where I have provided content for since 2002. So Leaky and MuggleNet were sort of two of the biggest fan sites out there for Harry Potter fans when everything was happening with the books and the movies. But following the movies, the Leaky Cauldron website became Leaky News. They sort of rebranded and actually branched out into other fandoms, into covering not just Harry Potter, but other topics. And now, with this announcement, it seems like the Leaky name, which of course originates in the Harry Potter fandom, is actually going to just mean Harry Potter from now out. And who knows, they may even be rebranding their website to call it Geeky News. I just don't know at this point.
Yeah, it's a little unexpected, to say the least. But being here in Orlando, I get to look forward to, I guess, having a multi-fandom event here for the foreseeable future. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's kind of cool in for a number of reasons. First is that it's the opposite end of the country from San Diego. Of course, we just had San Diego Comic-Con recently.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they'll book anywhere near the caliber of like movie studios in the first couple years, because they're still starting out kind of in a way. But it's going to be a multi-fandom event on the East Coast, which is always nice. I mean, you have your Dragon Con, which I think is in Atlanta. And now there will be this geek presence for the Orlando crowd. Even at LeakyCon this year, there were a number of Disney sing-alongs and Disney cosplays that I happened to see.
Yes.
So I can't help but feel like in the future, especially if it's not Harry Potter specific, that they won't be necessarily doing park events in the Harry Potter park, but it's Orlando, and so you're close to Magic Kingdom and all of the various Disney parks. So I'm kind of interested in that aspect of, kind of getting around the Orlando area for future geeky conventions, to see how well they try and integrate a park event with their... And it's not that it's needed, but really, if you're in Orlando, why not?
Exactly. So is the Harry Potter... kind of amounts of stuff going to be reduced at, say, a GeekyCon, seeing as it's not LeakyCon, or will there still be a strong presence?
Yeah, so because I'm not an official representative, I can only speculate, okay. Of course, as to, like, how much exactly, but I am in, sort of one of the Facebook groups that exists for attendees of LeakyCon, that was made by attendees of LeakyCon, sort of like a pre-trip planning kind of support group for people. It has something like 1,000 members, I think, which is really big Facebook presence. But anyway, afterwards, after the con, after this announcement, they started talking and kind of questioning, and several people who did work for Leaky, or several people who were close with people who work for Leaky, etc. So word of mouth says that there will still be some Harry Potter presence at GeekyCon. My thought process is, well, they're doing a convention that's going to be specifically for Harry Potter, so, I mean, it makes sense that there's some for, like, people who chose Geeky over Leaky, but, and I mean, if I had chosen Geeky over Leaky, I would be doing a Harry Potter meetup. I mean, that's just, Harry Potter's my fandom number one. But I think that, for the most part, people are going to be encouraged to choose. Our money only stretches so far, so I think by splitting it up, very interestingly, they're dividing the crowd here between people who are more interested in Harry Potter and people who are more interested in the other stuff. I have a feeling that a lot of my friends will be kind of going the Harry Potter route still.
So do you have any closing thoughts moving on from the Leaky-specific conversation here?
Just to say that Leaky itself was a blast. It was a wonderful weekend. It was really well put on. The park event ended up being my only trip into Diagon Alley for the week, And the reason I didn't go back was because I luckily saw everything that I did want to see that first night, and decided to focus the rest of the day doing cons and panels and that sort of thing. So I was happy with the park event and really the whole event in general. And I am looking forward. They haven't announced where the next LeakyCon will be, but I am kind of excited to see where it is. It's always somewhere that I haven't been before, unless it's in Florida, where I've been like 6 times. But I like going to new places, so we'll see what they come up with.
Well, next year is still going to be no Harry Potter in San Diego, so I'd imagine they'll hold off on that. But I imagine 2016, you got to go California.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for that, Gregory. Now we'll share the rest of that interview with you in the coming weeks. Don't forget the Dead Man's Digest will be out tomorrow as a separate download, and don't miss it, there has been a lot of things we have been discussing. So that's it for this show. Until tomorrow. Now for Darren, Hunter and Lee, I'm Tracy, and this has been the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
That does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Between shows, we'd love for you to get in touch. So email us with your spews, funny schmitz, comments, questions, and news to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Keep up with what's going on every day by following us on Twitter at UUOPodcast, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UUOPodcast, follow us on Instagram and Pinterest at UUOPodcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UUOPodcast, and don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? Then head over to uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio and at micepod.com. Come find us on our partner site, micechat.com, join the forums, and say hello. So thanks for listening, and remember, be adventurous.
This has been a micepod.com presentation.
MiceChat.com